Welcome back to the Oddcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ricky.
And we're just two odd dudes who decided to start a podcast.
And today we're going to be talking about odd food choices.
Yeah, odd food choices I guess, and how we eat food.
Eating food odd choicely.
I'm actually curious to see what your answers were to these questions because I feel like most of these you eat your food the normal way.
Well, what is normal when it comes to food?
I guess the most socially cohesive way. Cohesive? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, part of it is just also OCD.
Yeah.
Some of that definitely plays a role.
Like when you eat an Oreo, you take off one side, then you take off
we can't
the
talk
other
about
side,
it.
you slice the middle.
No, I don't do that.
You lay them out, and then you pour milk over them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually get a syringe full of milk and just precise amount each time.
Exactly, yeah.
But it should be interesting. We're going to get into cinnamon rolls, Oreos, marshmallows, string cheese, all sorts of other things. Some of the things you guys wrote in concerns me.
Yeah.
For your physical health, your mental health, and even the emotional health of some of you.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially this guy sitting to my right.
What? I guess I answered all of them. I did, didn't I?
I didn't.
Did you look at my answers?
No, I didn't answer anyone. Well, let's not delay anymore. Let's get to the Oddcast. All right, well, let's start it off, buddy boy.
First question.
First one we talked about is how do you eat a cinnamon roll? And the options are you eat the centerpiece first because it's definitively the best piece of the cinnamon roll.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right? It's got all the icing.
Yeah.
It's got all the cinnamon.
It's all tightly wound.
Yep. It's just the best piece, especially if you're talking about Cinnabon.
Wait, you didn't say the second option yet.
I know. I'm still just thinking about that centerpiece of a cinnamon
roll.
roll.
We're focusing on the centerpiece of the cinnamon roll because it's the best, but the question is when do you eat it?
Right, yeah. But the rest of that's because the rest of the cinnamon roll really doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the top of a muffin. It's really the best part.
I bet you there's somebody who's made like a cinnamon roll, but in like a brownie pan, so that like all of it is essentially the center, except for just the little bit on the outside.
No, it wouldn't work.
You don't think
still
so?
just have a center. It's just
Really?
that tightly wound thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yep. So we asked, do you eat it first or last? Did you look at the answers?
I didn't know.
What do you think won?
Well, I just now took a peek.
Why would you do that?
I would have. I would
that?
have said this.
Why would
answer.
you do that? Why would you do that?
It was an accident.
Are you lying to me now?
I'm lying to you. Yeah,
It was an accident.
I was sitting on pins and needles over here. I really want to know.
Yeah. So obviously, people eat the center last. Save the best for last.
I don't get how you would go about actually eating the center first. You'd have to like.
You just rip out the center.
Yeah, but
It's easy.
that's ridiculous. Like
Why?
when I eat a peanut butter and jelly.
Think about this.
Wait, hold on.
No.
I gotta compare it to peanut
I
butter
don't
and
want to
jelly.
hold on.
When I eat
I
a
want you
peanut
to
butter
think
and
about
jelly, I bite off all the crust first, and then I eat the rest of it.
That's freaking weird, man.
No, it's normal. People cut
That is
off.
not normal.
Okay, maybe it's pseudo normal because people
Yeah.
cut off the crust. I just
That's
take. I'm
because
just like
they
I'll eat
don't
it.
want the crust.
Right. So I'm like, it's fine. So I'll eat it instead of instead of wasting
That's
it.
completely different thing.
It's not completely different. It's the same. It's the same
completely
frame of
different.
mind, except instead of wasting it, I'm just I'll just endure it.
Again, completely different. Those
Not
people are like,
completely.
we don't
Similar.
like the crust, so we cut it off and don't eat it. And you're like, I'm like a little rabbit nibbling around the outside of my bread piece. So
That's actually it's so accurate as to what I'm thinking whenever I'm doing it. I'm like, what would a rabbit do right now?
and you're just like,
Yeah. I make the noises.
yeah.
And then
Well,
I look
anyway.
at somebody and go, what's up, Jack?
I forgot what I was going to say. I wanted you to think about something before you went to the peanut butter thing. What did you say before this?
I said, how would you eat the center?
I remember what I was going to say now. What if you're not let's say we're going Cinnabon, okay?
Okay.
You ever bought a Cinnabon?
Like from Cinnabon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
They are.
But they're also big.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not a big boy.
Well, they
Maybe-
have the mini ones too.
Hang on. Settle down. Sally.
Can't.
No one buys the mini ones. That's dumb. You're going to buy the big one, right? So you buy the big one, but I'm not going to eat all this. There's too much cinnamon roll here. But
Never been a problem.
you're like, but I know the best part is the center. So You might eat a little bit of that outer edge, and then you rip it open, you tear into it, take the center out.
Right.
That's the best part. So you want to make sure you eat that. You don't want to save it for last, and then you're full, and then you don't eat the last part.
Right.
That's silly.
Right. I think that the goal there is to take off the outside of like a quarter of it, right? So you create like an opening, and then you go in like pizza style, where you kind of get like a slice that goes into the center, and then you take out all around that area. Does that make sense?
That's not how I eat a pizza.
But did you? No.
You said pizza
you eat
style.
this, you don't cut into.
I don't
I
eat a
meant
pizza
style
from
as in,
the
like-
outside in.
like as if you were cutting a pizza into fours. You take one of those quarters, so you kind of do that like that triangle, and then you eat all around the middle.
See, when I eat a Cinnabon,
Yeah.
I will start with an outer bite, but then it starts to fall apart because it's
Yeah,
spiral, and then I'll just start eating the center.
Yeah.
And then I'll leave the crust to the last part if I'm still hungry. Not
Okay.
all of it, but some of it. Because
Do
I'm like,
you?
that's the scraps. I don't
Yeah.
want the scraps first. Why would I want that?
I don't
I
know.
want to enjoy every part of it, and then if I have to eat that at the end, then I will.
I've never once not finished a cinnamon roll or Cinnabon.
Never once, ever.
No, either I just don't want one, or I'm all in. Like if I'm gonna have
That's
a
commitment.
cinnamon roll, I'm gonna eat the entire cinnamon roll. And typically, what I'll do is I'll pair it with like milk. Have you ever like paired a cinnamon roll or a Cinnabon with milk?
No.
It's amazing. It's so good
I can
because
see
it kind of cuts that like. It's so like overhauling sweet.
I don't think it's that overhauling sweet though.
Well, I got
I'm a
like
candy
a
person.
Yeah, you're a candy person. I'm like I do not have a sweet tooth, and so
Yeah,
hitting
no,
it with that
you're
milk is
sad.
great. Yeah, I got a salty tooth
You're sad. Makes me sad for you.
because I don't enjoy
You
the
don't appreciate all the goodness of
all the
sugar.
sweets.
Yeah. But did you see the percentage of this? 95% of people said they eat this centerpiece last.
Yeah,
That is a huge amount. There's some of these in here that are freaking weird
yeah.
that I was like thinking of as I was posting these. I was like, there's no one that agrees with this.
Some
But this
people
certain
do.
thing I've
Yeah.
heard, this is the definitive one. That other ones, I'm like, there are people that do this?
Yeah.
It's weird, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll get to that. All right, let's move to brownies. Don't look at them.
All right, I'm not gonna.
I'm in charge.
All right.
You don't look.
What were the
Stop
options?
cheating.
All right, I'm not
Take
gonna
it off
look.
your phone, cheater butt.
I'm gonna look afterwards. I gotta see who did the things.
It was which brownie do you eat? Are you eating an edge piece or are you eating a centerpiece? What are you going for?
Honestly, this is one that I don't actually have a huge like this or that on. Like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want an edge. I want the little like the crunchy part, But the other times I'm like, I just want all the gooey center, So, if I had a plate in front of me right now, I'd choose the corner.
Yeah, the edge piece.
The corner piece that you give the extra.
Yeah, the extra.
The two
edge.
sides, yeah.
Yeah. I think the edge overall is always better.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think there's times when I'm like, I just don't want to deal with the crunchy edge, so I'm like, I'll just take a normal.
But I
brownie.
also don't think that brownies should be like gooey, like you said. Like
Oh,
they should
really?
be soft, but they shouldn't be gooey.
Oh no, I love gooey brownies.
That's
Like
not
especially
a,
like
that's
right
not,
when they were
that's
made.
not a properly made brownie, man.
That's
They
how I
be-
like them.
They should be fluffy.
That's like
Still soft, like to the touch, to the tooth, real
Right.
soft and sweet, but not gooey. Gooey means they're not done.
no man. Gooey means they were made with chocolate chips in the middle, and somebody
No,
when you take out a chocolate chip cookie and the chocolate is still gooey. Oh,
well, the
that's
chocolate
best.
could be gooey, but the brownie shouldn't be gooey.
But the brownie, when it has
That's
chocolate chips
literally
made
like-
inside of it, that's the best.
right, I agree.
But
But
those ones are gooey when it's just made.
They're
And
not
that's
all
beautiful.
gooey. The chocolate is gooey. But literally,
Yeah.
when you make a brownie, you're supposed to put a toothpick in it, and if it comes out super gooey, it's not done.
No, but with the chocolate, the
But
chocolate
that's
chips
the
in there.
chocolate being gooey.
Okay,
man.
but
the
that's what-
brownie's not gooey.
But the brownie
two
in and
different
of
things,
itself is gooey because of the
No,
chocolate.
The chocolate is gooey. The brownie
Alright.
is the brown part.
I'm not debating you on
Lawyer.
on the
And I'm
the
brown. I'm
chocolate.
allowed to say that.
All right, cool.
I'm allowed. What do you think won?
Probably quarter piece. I feel like that's the only thing that people actually talk about.
Nope.
Really?
Centerpiece won. 53% of people said the centerpiece.
I was pretty close. Huh.
Which is, I was surprised by. A lot of people like the edge pieces.
Yeah, I feel like people
even-
only
do-
talk about the edge pieces.
Do you see they have a pan that you can buy that's got
All
like
edges.
a cut in and it makes
Yeah.
everything an edge piece? It's pretty genius.
Maybe you should create one that's no edge pieces. Like an infinity pool, but for brownies.
How would it cook? It would just get like flatter and flatter.
Oh man, it would be magic.
Then it would just be brownie chips. That's a good idea.
That is a good idea.
Oh, we should sell brownie chips.
Yeah. And then milk dip.
No, not milk dip. That would just be called milk.
No, it'd have to be thicker so you could scoop it.
That's called whipped cream or heavy whipping cream.
Yeah.
None of which sounds good with brownies.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Well,
all right, move to the next
I
one.
was surprised. I'm an edge piece person.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Edge piece for sure. Edge piece is good, man. That little bit of crunch.
Yeah.
Because you still get, like, if you do, I mean, I'm not like one of those people that turns, an 8x8 or a 9x9 brownie sheet into 47 brownies.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's small. When you make it a small brownie so they're thicker, that's when you can be a little gooey in the center, right? A little bit.
I'm gooey in the center all the time.
You are personally?
As a person, yeah.
That's weird.
Well, I think we all kind of are.
You do.
If you looked into the inner parts of you, you probably.
I think we have different definitions of what gooey is. Maybe that's our problem.
What's your definition of gooey?
It's not what is inside of me.
I don't know. I think there's probably some gooiness inside.
I mean, maybe some.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that. That's gross. I'm talking about brownies right now. But what was I saying? You got me all sorts of turned around.
I don't know. Oh, you were talking about the how big of a brownie slice you make.
Oh, yeah. So the corner piece.
Yeah. When
I make like the 8x8 pan or the 9x9.
Right.
That's like 6 brownies at most.
Really? I would say like 9. I was thinking like a grid of 3 each.
Nah, man. We go
big.
We
That's
go
a big brownie.
big at this house.
Yeah. You ever pair it with like a scoop of ice cream on top?
Sometimes it's only 4. You just go in half.
Oh
and
my
half
gosh,
again.
you guys are crazy.
But then that's a lot of edge piece, but a lot of the centerpiece too.
There's
of both
actually
worlds.
no centerpieces in either of those cases.
Right, exactly. Best of both worlds. You still get center-esque pieces, but not a centerpiece.
Right.
No one gets left out.
You get to choose when you have that crust piece. That's smart.
I know.
Yeah.
We're always thinking here. You do a 13x9 pan, 4 pieces.
Yeah. You could do the 6 pieces. 6 pieces work. You still get the edge on all those. Just not all corners.
It's huge brownie pieces. This is a brownie cookie, actually.
Yeah.
You have to eat the whole thing. But 52% said centerpiece. So it's close.
That still surprises me.
All right. How do you eat your macaroni? For those that in different parts of the world, mac and cheese.
Yeah. The answer is either with a spoon or a fork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot that part. Spoon or fork. No spork option allowed.
Right. This is one that I could go either. But that's only because like if it was like we're making mac and cheese at home and it's like your typical Kraft or like one of the small mac and cheese ones, spoon all the way. Always spoon. But if it's like I'm having like nice mac and cheese, the one that you can actually like stab the fork into, then I'll do fork.
You think you can't stab the fork into Kraft mac and cheese?
No, I mean you can. It's just the noodles are so small. Like why would you want to? It's just you're wasting time.
When was the last time you had Kraft mac and cheese, man?
It's been a while.
You should go buy a box. They're not all small noodles anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
How big are they?
They got the big creamy noodles. They're like normal elbow
but like
noodles.
the typical Kraft mac and cheese noodles like that big. That's like nothing.
Yeah,
I could fit like 25 of those at least on a spoon.
You can fit a ton of those on a fork too. If you stab
but
through
they're gonna fall. They're more likely.
No, you stab through it. You don't scoop it.
It's more likely to fall.
No, it is not. It's literally stabs through them. It's not gonna fall.
It stabs through like 3
through them,
and then the other ones fall
off.
off.
If I pick you up, you're likely to fall. If I stab through you, you're not gonna fall.
No, if you stab me, I'll definitely fall.
Be on the sword.
I'm gonna fall.
No,
onto the ground.
Well,
dead.
Not if I pick you up by a sword.
If you could pick me up by the sword, that would for one be horrifying. But also, in my dying moments, I'd be like, well, I'm really.
And all the people
right now,
1,000% disagree with you.
Really?
67% said fork, and that is a proper answer. If we're just talking across the board mac and cheese, fork is the superior utensil for mac and cheese.
So you said edge pieces for. Okay, so the only one that you've disagreed with is the brownie one so far.
Yeah. I'm 1 for 3.
And that one was a pretty moderate answer, so.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of disagreeing with the centerpiece last though. Like I would definitely eat the centerpiece first.
Of the Cinnabon?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even
The
if it was a smaller one?
I love the centerpiece.
Wait,
of
but you
Cinnabon.
said that you would go in for like the edge and then do the centerpiece, and then if you were
That's
if you were
that's
more
only
hungry,
just
then,
to keep my fingers from getting super dirty. Because whenever I eat a Cinnabon, I'm in the mall.
would you say that your fingers would be getting gooey?
No, they'd be getting icingy or sticky.
Sticky,
Cinnabons
definitely
are sticky.
sticky. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I had to choose, if I was like, I don't really want a ton of this, I'm gonna eat the centerpiece first.
All right.
It's just the best part.
You're gonna eat the centerpiece first, and then just kind of like scrape the outsides.
Yeah. Why not?
Interesting.
I'm gonna dissect it. If I went to a fancy restaurant in LA, that would make that Cinnabon 10 times more expensive. We'd call it a deconstructed Cinnabon. And they'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so unique.
Because it's just the center.
Yeah, exactly.
Or no, wait, is it just the outside?
No, it'd be just the center, and the outside pieces would be like fallen in the shape of a leaf around
Or-
it. And people would be like, we should pay $1,000 for this because they're dumb.
We hollow out the middle, put an ice cream puck inside of it, and then the middle on top of that. That sounds delicious.
I'm not sure what an ice cream puck is.
It's like when you imagine you open up a pint of ice cream and then you just cut off an inch off the top, like with the cardboard, and then you take the cardboard off. That's an ice cream puck. You can do it on the bottom too if you want.
You take the cardboard off. We should just leave the cardboard on.
Yeah,
See if they
we can
eat
leave the
that
cardboard
too.
on. It's really fancy.
That'd probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Cinnabons are like cinnamon rolls. I still think are just like, even though they're totally not healthy for you, still a morning food. The only time I don't eat it in the morning is if it's in the mall.
Yeah, then it's like midday. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I bought myself some pants. I think I deserve a Cinnabon.
Yeah, I've walked a lot. I've earned this Cinnabon.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've walked all over the mall looking for these pants.
It's so cheap because when you walk by it, it's making the smells go everywhere.
Yeah,
Right? There are
it's like
some
a cheap shot.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, it's brilliant, but there are some gas stations up in like northern Arizona.
Flagstaff. I know.
Flagstaff. Yeah,
we were
Mavericks.
there
Yeah,
together.
They're like everywhere in northern Arizona.
You came to the bathroom. I was already in the bathroom, and I yelled to you while I was peeing, like, "This is the best smelling bathroom of all time because it smells like Cinnabon," and I'm conflicted.
Everywhere in that whole gas station. Gas stations are notoriously bad smelling places, but because they have a Cinnabon there, best smelling place I've ever been to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they pump the Cinnabon smell
Probably
into the bathroom.
Yeah.
But man, if you were pooping, that'd be weird. I wouldn't want to smell
I don't know.
Cinnabon while pooping
Think about it this way, like
because it would still mix with poop smell, and I think that
that's
might
true.
ruin it.
What would happen? I mean, because it's similar
That's
to
like
if
when
you
a
have
junior
like
hire
a candle.
sprays Axe on themselves, and you're like, you're not really covering anything right now, man. It just smells like your BO with this hint of whatever cheap fake cologne you have
The
on.
chocolate axe, yeah.
Yeah, I smell like a chocolate sweaty mess instead of just a sweaty mess.
That was my rapper name in high school.
Chocolate sweaty mess.
Yeah, white chocolate sweaty mess. I got some complaints for the first one.
White chocolate sweaty mess.
Yeah.
Did you sweat a lot while performing?
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you wear sweats?
Oh yeah,
Or
sweating.
sweat capris?
Sweat capris, definitely. They were cutoffs.
They were jorts.
They were jorts. They were fake jorts. They had the jean print on them, but they were actually sweatpants. And I cut them off just below the knees.
Were they? Never mind. Oh my goodness. I can see you doing this. That's what makes it funnier.
Yeah.
All right. So you'd use a spoon.
Oh yeah.
Man, I
would
knew there
definitely
was
use
something
one.
wrong with you. That's the worst thing you've ever said on this podcast.
This is the first thing that you've assumed
Yeah.
is wrong.
This
That's bull.
This is the worst thing you've ever said on a podcast that you eat with
Use
a
a
spoon.
spoon.
My wife eats it with a spoon, and she's like, "That's the right way." And it's
Yeah,
wrong.
respect,
wrong.
Erica.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Sorry, it's
That's
wrong.
right.
The only time it could potentially be a spoon is if it's also a fork. It's a spork. It's the only time you can eat mac and cheese with anything spoon shaped.
No, that's not true. I do it with a spoon all the time.
But the next question is going to make you lose all credibility, so I win every argument from here on out.
Is it the cheese stick one?
Yeah, it's the cheese stick one. Alex, how
I
do
just
you
want
eat
to know
a
how many
cheese
people
stick?
follow me.
How do you eat a cheese stick?
I just bite it.
That's psychopath.
As a kid, I
That's psychotic.
didn't do that, but at one point I was just like, I'm whatever.
That's psychotic.
Yeah, I've done it to a Kit Kat before too, just to like feel alive. I don't do it regularly.
It makes you feel alive.
Yeah, it makes you feel alive. Because like you open up a Kit Kat and the right thing to do is just break off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. No, I just crunched into all three bars.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah, crunch into all 3 bars. It's like weird to look at all 3 bars with like a like a cross section bite mark. It's strange.
I gotta tell you something.
What?
The little ones, little fun size ones that come with
yeah.
like 2 in them.
Yeah.
I'll do it to that.
Oh,
They're
okay.
just so
okay,
small.
okay.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Because they're not even the full length. They're
Right,
like
yeah.
this tall, and they're just like
Yeah,
they're like,
it's
they're
like
really,
half a bite if you have one.
They're really one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one long one.
Right,
but they
right.
just cut it in half, put it next to each other. That's
Right.
stupid.
Yeah.
Just give me one big one.
You know what's always confused me? Well, it's not confused me because they label it now. when you get a Twix.
Confuse you.
Well, yeah, because you're like, which one's the left one, which one's the right one? When you
The
get
light
just
one.
the light one, and the left one.
The light one's less sugar.
Yeah, it's LITE. It comes without the chocolate on
There's
the outside. It's
a
just
right
a
one and
wafer.
a light one. There's no
Yeah.
left.
Left is for weenies.
They just throw all the left ones out.
Ugh.
That's so dumb that they label it. This is the dumbest marketing scheme of
I
all
think
time.
it's great, man. It
So
was
dumb.
genius because there are people like Paul who are like, the left one's the best. I won't eat anything but the left one.
That's because he's left-handed and we make fun of him.
I
That
know,
he
he
just
needs
needs to
to
grow up.
yeah.
One day he will.
And eat
If you're left-handed listening to this, just grow up. Use your right hand like a normal person.
or your light hand.
Or your light hand. Your reduced fat hand. So the string cheese.
Yeah.
You're a psychopath.
Yeah. No. Whatever.
Here's the thing.
This is how I live.
If you're gonna buy string cheese, the one time I could see this as acceptable is if you're really in a hurry on the run, okay, and you're like driving.
Yeah.
Then I would say, don't do the string thing because you're gonna get in an accident. Because to do the string thing, you really need 2 hands to
You
do
do
it
need
effectively.
2 hands, yeah.
Right. So that would be an acceptable reason. Or if you're like at someone's house and you're really hungry, and then like they offer you, the only thing they have in their house is to offer you is a string cheese, and you're like not a big string cheese person, then you could do that. But if you go out of your way to buy string cheese, like you go to the store to buy string cheese,
Right.
out of all of the cheese options, and then you just bite into it like a psychopath, that's just trying to be rebellious
Here,
in nature. You're like, I'm going to buy string cheese. Of all of the cheese products,
rebellious in nature.
yeah, all the cheese products you could go buy.
Yeah.
None of them called string cheese, and you go buy string cheese just to bite straight into it. That's like going to buy a Go-Gurt and then like pushing it out into a bowl and then eating it with a fork out of the bowl because you're just like, I don't want to follow the rules. Stick it to the man. That's dumb. Just don't buy string cheese. Buy Tillamook. They're great.
Here is my, I guess, somewhat of a defense back to that. String cheese is like the only kind of cheese that you can buy this way. The only other types of cheese that you can buy that are like individually packaged and like easy for eating are Tillamook
which is phenomenal.
or
cheese.
Baby Bell. But Tillamook is like 3 times as expensive as any string cheese, and Baby Bell is the same. Baby Bell is delicious, so is Tillamook. But if I'm just like, I just want a little bit of cheese. I don't really care to like sit down and peel each strand and thoroughly enjoy this piece of cheese. I just wanted like a quick cheese,
I don't know.
I just bite right into that thing.
I don't think
I
there's
would
anything that
actually
you're
sit
doing
down
that causes
and-
so much busyness that you don't have time to eat the string cheese.
It's just that I do not revere string cheese. It's not like
then you don't
I
deserve
don't have
it,
to
sir. It's delicious.
sit down and take my time with a string cheese. It's string cheese. There's not a whole lot of like. It's not that I'm so busy.
Hey, say the name again.
String cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
not
meant to
that
be
I'm
strong.
It's not strong. It's not that I'm so busy that I can't make time for string cheese. It's just that string cheese is peeling string cheese is such an irrelevant thing to do that it doesn't have any weight for me.
It's so irrelevant,
It
even
is.
though the name defines what it is.
Yes, exactly.
I think
That's fine.
you're irrelevant. String
Alright.
cheese is relevant too. 70% of the
Make-
people that eat it, it's relevant, sir.
All right. Hey, if they say it's relevant, I'm fine with them eating it that way, but I'm gonna eat it a different way.
But I will say,
I'm gonna get to whatever I was
17
doing.
people. Well, you voted,
Who
right?
agrees with me? Yeah,
You voted. So 16 people agree with you.
I respect that. And with it saying that I'm a psycho.
You are a psychopath.
Yeah, Tony does this too.
Well, yeah, of course, because she's crazy.
Yeah.
She's marrying you.
Yeah,
She has to be a little crazy.
I know. It's one of our first bonding points, I think.
That's sad.
That and Crocs and holding toes.
Yeah, see.
We're normal. What are you talking about?
All around,
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange choices made in that household. But you know what? To each their own. But the string cheese thing, that's the final straw. Sir.
That's the last straw. You
Yeah,
want me to
yeah.
leave,
No.
Paul?
Don't want you to leave. The holding toes is less bad than the string cheese thing,
Really?
in my opinion.
What if I held a string cheese in my toes
That's gross.
and then
If you
ate
strung it, though, I'd be more okay with it.
if I strung it with my feet?
Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty impressive.
That would be super impressive. That's some
Yeah.
like ape
You know, we buy string cheese quite often.
dexterity.
I haven't bought it in a while.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the level of string cheese where I can like hold it in the wrapper still so my fingers aren't touching the cheese and I go with that one little tooth, string it. Without even touching it with my hands.
I'm like so impressed with you right now.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I was a string cheese pro. I was going to go pro.
What?
But I had this knee injury just happen, you know?
Knee injuries always happen to
Yeah.
the best of athletes.
I know. The best of almost athletes. It's always a knee injury.
right.
So 70% said pull it and string it. I agree with that 70%.
That's the normal way of doing it. I get that. I'm fine with that. I do it a different way, and I'm fine with that too.
I feel like that's one of the few though that there's actually a wrong way, and you're doing it the wrong way.
You know what I want to
All
see
these other
somebody
ones
do,
I think
though?
are actually up for debate. That's just wrong.
Well, I mean that's the same as like Kit Kat, right? Like you're intended because that's like how they promote it is
Right.
you're intended to break it apart and
That's
string
what
cheese.
I'm saying. You're being rebellious by nature.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't really care that much about the string cheese company.
That is so rude.
I'm sorry.
There are people too, Alex.
You know what? If
You should just buy Tillamook. It's better.
if the
it's so
string
good.
it is better,
I
but
love buying
it's
Tillamook.
so freaking expensive, man.
It's not that much more
It's
expensive.
If the
You're
string
marrying a
cheese
nurse,
company,
you can afford Tillamook.
yeah, but hold on. Let me say this: if the string cheese company decides to sponsor us, I'll stop. I'll stop eating it that way. I'll peel all my string cheese. I eat a string cheese like every day.
We're just gonna have a TikTok of you just sitting there peeling string cheese for 1 minute.
I'm gonna
just eating it.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pre-peel it. I'm just gonna leave it on a plate and then just
No, here's how.
and
we
then I'm
get-
gonna eat
here's
those
how-
pre-peeled
here's how
pieces
we
with
get them to-
chopsticks.
Here's how we get them to sponsor us. We post the same video on TikTok
Yeah.
every day, adding all of the string cheese companies of you just biting directly into one.
Yeah,
But not even from the top. We're going to hold both sides. You're going to bite into the center of it.
I would totally do that.
I
Yeah.
know you would because you're a savage anarchist.
Actually, you know what I've done before too? Is
Do I really want to know?
I've held the string cheese as if it was a cigar, and then just like
Oh my goodness.
take a bite out. Yeah. Did I just disrespect cigars too? Is that a problem?
What? Just like why though? Like
I don't know. Just a little bit of physical comedy for you, you know?
Sometimes I just wonder, like, I think your brain
Mm-hmm.
is just so different than mine.
Yeah.
Like, and I associate it with other things in the world. Just try and connect. I feel like your brain is the equivalent to Doug from the movie Up.
That is so insulting.
Like, there's just things going on in your brain that you're just always happy about it, though. And I'm like, I just don't understand how he finds joy in this. And he's like, hi, I'm Doug. Hi, I eat string cheese cigar.
String cheese.
And you're just having a good time with it. And I'm just like,
Listen,
I don't get it, man.
there are
You're just like,
simple joys in life.
I
And if
understand
you
there's simple
cannot
joys.
find yourself funny and doing these like little stupid things, then how is anybody else ever going to find you funny?
I want 100%.
Also, how are you going to be happy?
I would 100% understand that. But that part of my brain doesn't look at a string cheese thing. It's like, let me pretend this is a cigar.
Yeah, what can I say? I did a little improv in college. And by that I mean like I took like 2 classes.
You took an improv class?
I took two of them. Yeah, it was fun. It was a really good time. After that, I just did it by myself.
You're like, all right, I'm passing it to myself. Here we go.
It was great. I was like, opened up the fridge, pulled out a pizza, and I was like, "This is a nice hamburger." Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't understand sometimes. Their brains are so different.
Yeah.
I'm glad your brain is the way it is, though.
Thank you.
It makes this
Appreciate
podcast much more entertaining.
Yeah. If it was just your brain, it'd be
It'd
a
be the
monologue.
normal cast.
I would just be over here like.
You wouldn't be
assuming if I
here.
didn't have a. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So the next one was, I'm going to adjust my mic here. Hello. The next one was marshmallow roasting.
Oh yeah, you've gotten mad. You got mad at me about this one.
This
before.
one, okay, the string cheese is more of a fun one.
Yeah.
I don't care how people eat their string cheese, honestly.
Right.
Because I love cheese.
Right.
I'm just happy to eat cheese with people. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Any form of cheese. Cheese and bread.
Oh, yeah.
If you eat cheese and bread, we'll be friends.
Well, cheese is one of those things that, like, people who are lactose intolerant, who, like, they have to go to the bathroom for, like, 30 minutes after they eat cheese.
Still worth
Still
it.
eat it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just that
Too
good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next is marshmallow roasting.
Yeah. Right.
Now this one grinds my gears.
Yeah, that's fine.
People that just burn it are just lazy.
That's me, man.
That's laziness.
That's fair. It is laziness. I'm 100%
As long as we can
with you
agree
there.
on that.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's better this way. It's not better this way.
Right.
You're just lazy. And that's fine. If you want to do it the lazy way, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But don't you dare try and sit here and tell me this is the better way to make a s'more.
I would
It
say
is not the better way.
Yeah.
It is just not. You're
I
taking
agree.
sugary goodness and you're like, I'm going to char it to death.
Listen.
And it's still good.
I will agree with you that it is not the better way to make a s'more, and I will agree with you that
But it's an appropriate
the
way.
slow burning way, or not slow burning, the slow toasting.
Yeah.
The slow toasting way tastes a little bit better.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't like s'mores that much. Like, I'm like, I'll have
Right.
s'more at a campfire, so I'm like, let me just, one and done. Like, if it's slightly not as good, that's fine with me.
But I'm not a big s'mores person either.
Yeah.
But the toasting of marshmallows I enjoy. And this is where the OCD
okay.
comes out, right?
Yeah.
There's something beautiful about a perfectly golden brown marshmallow.
Yeah.
When people burn a marshmallow, it looks like something is crawling out of the pits of hell. Because
Yeah.
of the way in which it starts to bubble and burn at the same time. It just looks terrifying.
That's
It's
awesome.
gross.
Okay.
And then they have to, like, okay, we had a campfire thing the other day,
Yeah.
okay? For my job.
Yeah.
And there's this one person, burned one,
Yeah.
and then had the
How bad of a burn?
Like, I mean, burned it. Like the people. This is what I mean. The people that are like, it's better this way, and then just stick it in the fire, and then wait till it's on fire and blow it out. It's not better, right? That's what they did, right? So, sorry, I was gonna sneeze. So, they did that, and then they have the audacity to walk over to the s'mores table, use a cracker, a graham,
Yeah.
as they say in the Sandlot,
Yeah.
peel off the burnt piece, and then put the gooey piece in, sandwich it, and pull it out. And I was like, are you kidding me?
They burnt off the skin of the marshmallow and then took its innards.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
At that point, just why?
There's
Why are we
got to be
here?
something torturous going on there.
Right? That's
Yeah.
evil,
That is evil.
right? And then why toast it in the first place? Other than like you wanted a little gooey.
Yeah.
But again, why'd you have to burn it like that? And then there's always the person at the campfire. You know the person I can't stand? Fine. You want to burn your marshmallow, burn your marshmallow. That's your prerogative.
Right.
Don't try and tell me it's better. Because we all know definitively it's not. But it's fine. It's not worth it to you. You're not a big s'mores person.
Right.
Fine. That's cool. The person I can't stand is the one that burns the marshmallow, pulls it out, blows on it, and then puts it back in the fire.
What? That's something that people do?
Yes. Because
No,
they're like
man, you're
little
burning it wrong,
pyros.
whoever
And I'm
that
a
is.
pyro person. I love fire. Every time we build a fire here, I start calling myself Fire King.
Yeah.
You guys have been here and experienced that.
Yeah.
And I think it's a legit thing because I build amazing fires in our backyard.
Right.
The last one, were you here when I had the one that was going above the fence line?
Yeah, it was
that
great.
was amazing. No lighter fluid needed. It was a phenomenal
Yeah.
time. I was having a blast. Start dancing around the fire, Fire King dance. It was great. But yeah, these type of people exist, man.
That's weird.
Right?
'Cause
Like
when
that's
I burn
torturous. There's something weird going on.
Yeah,
if
but
you're
no,
burning.
no. Yeah. When I burn it, it's typically like you catch a little bit on fire and you spin it around so that it gets it outside, and
Yeah.
then you blow it out and it's done. But that's weird. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess I would get it if like you blew it out and you're like, oh shoot, I missed a part. Then it's, whatever. But
But at that point, if you've already burned it and you missed a part, you just got to own that, man.
I think between the two of us, have you seen that grid that's like, it's like the good, neutral, bad, and then there's like lawful good, chaotic good, and then you know, and true neutral and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm the chaotic good and you're the lawful good.
Yeah.
Because to me, when I burn a marshmallow and an entire thing encompasses it in marshmallow, I'm like, fire. Like, this is exciting. And then I blow it out and I'm like, I guess I'll eat a
Yeah.
s'more.
But here's the problem with that. I'm lawful good in that sense because I'm like, fire, we can have big, giant fires. They
Right.
still need to be contained by the fire pit.
Right, and you need to get the perfect
When you get that
toast.
person that starts playing with a marshmallow outside that's on fire, and you're in the forest, that person's not smart.
Well, yeah, if you're in the forest,
they're
you shouldn't be doing
gonna
that.
drop it. Whole thing catches on fire.
Yeah.
People are dumb. That's what
You
happens.
still hold it above the fire. If you're pulling it out trying to use
That's
it as
what
a torch,
happens, man. That's what most people do. They pull it out, it's still on fire.
that's ridiculous.
People do it all the time.
That's not
I'm
even
telling
a,
you.
that's not even a
That's bad
chaotic
fire
good.
etiquette.
That's a chaotic
That's
neutral.
evil.
Evil?
That's straight evil.
That's
man.
chaotic ignorance.
I'm telling you, it's torturous because they're enjoying it burn a little too much.
It could
You know what I'm
be.
saying?
I believe that. It's the same people who like burn the ants with the magnifying glass.
Oh yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't. Oh gosh, I just made it go away. Oh no, I ruined everything. 77% of the people said golden brown. I appreciate that. 23%, 14 people said
They just
they'd
let it burn.
Yeah. If you're one of those people, I would just like to know. Do you just do it because you're like lazy and it's not worth it? I could understand that. I can get up.
Yeah, I do that.
Because it takes a while to let it.
That's
be
actually
golden
the
brown.
exact same reason that I don't peel the cheese.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we can call it what it is, though.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Yeah.
It's fair. But if you're like, this is the better way, that's when I'm like, no, man.
I
we
would
need a
say
slap box over
with
this one.
the cheese stick, there is no difference.
I don't know, man. There's something that tastes good about that
No,
stringy
it's
cheese.
not.
It just tastes good,
It's
man. Just
it's
tastes
not better.
It does.
Uh-uh.
You don't know.
I do know.
You don't know my life.
I grew up stringing my cheese, and occasionally still will string a cheese, and I'm like, it's not worth it.
Not worth it doesn't mean it's not better.
No, if it was
could be
better.
slightly better, but just still not worth
Okay,
the
well,
time.
it's not better. I will agree with you that a marshmallow perfectly toasted is a little bit better. It's just not worth it for me.
It's so good.
It's like, yeah, I'm going to be lazy on this because I don't really care about having a perfect marshmallow s'more because I don't really care about s'mores.
That's fair. All right, how do you dip an Oreo?
This has changed for me recently. This has changed.
You went to fingers in the milk, didn't you?
No, we've talked about this before.
You went the other way.
No, you're going to be so mad. But
You did the fork thing?
hold on. You got to let me talk,
You
man.
do a spoon?
Hold on. All right.
Do you have Paul dip it for you?
Yes, I have Paul dip it for me, and then he feeds it to me.
He fans you at the same time.
Uh-huh. But what he does first is he crushes them up in his mouth, puts them in the milk.
Ew.
So in reality, I used to be the like grab it with the fingers and then dip really like 3/4 of it, maybe like 4/5 of it. Try to like just barely dip the tip of my fingers into the milk with it, and then hold it there for a little bit and then eat it. Right? I don't do that anymore. I have a new way of doing it that you're gonna be upset about, and I know because I've done it in front of you and you've been like, "What is happening? Why are you doing this?" And so is
I don't
Paul.
remember this.
This is something I learned from Tony. I saw Tony do it, and I was like, that's so stupid. She dunks the entire Oreo. She just drops it in the milk. And with a spoon, after like 10 seconds or something, pulls it out, eats it. It's amazing. The entire Oreo has a like perfect soaking of milk. And I'm a guy who likes, just that last little bit of crunch from when the Oreo is like hasn't lost all consistency yet, but it's still like soaked in milk. And if you wait the right amount of time, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. And then if you let one sit too long, at the very end, you get a little bit like when you drink the milk. Oh, it's the best.
I always just drop the first one in all the way.
Oh yeah, you have like a secret cookies and cream at the
And then
bottom.
when I finish the milk, got one sitting there for me.
Yeah.
It's like a last little surprise. Call it Oreo surprise.
Oh, I like
It's a
that.
great time. The spoon thing is weird, man.
That could be another podcast we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spoon thing's weird, man. That's another dish.
I agree.
That's all I think about. That's a dish. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's another dish.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not worth it to me.
It's worth it to me.
The 3/4 person,
Yeah.
and then the rotate, because you still get that little crunch at the last one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I like do
So
3/4.
you like the dry crunch at the end.
Yeah, I do the 3/4.
Yeah.
Bite that one. Perfect, right?
Yeah.
Spin, dip again. Half of that last fourth.
Oh,
so now
so-
we're talking a 1/8. Dip again. Throw
What?
that whole thing in.
You take 3 bites per Oreo?
No, 2.
You said half, and then
Yeah, and I
then
bite,
the
and
1/8.
then I turn it and dip half of it in, but I bite to eat the whole thing, that whole
Got
fourth.
it. Okay,
So
okay.
that
So
last,
you
that second
eat, like-
bite is like half, soft, half
You dip
crunchy.
1/8 in. Okay, I understand.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah, and it's good. I like it.
Okay.
But
Yeah. See, I like
but
the
I eat
no
a
drop.
lot of Oreos.
Yeah.
So like the whole spoon thing, it's not as efficient for me. I'm a sleeve person. If I'm pulling out Oreos, I'm eating a whole sleeve.
See, that's
how it's
actually
gonna work.
why I think why I chose to do it this way is because
Sometimes
now,
I hold two at once.
I just drop, like I have the spoon in the milk, right? It just sits in the cup. Drop the Oreo in. What? What's that?
Just the way
Why'd you
you
laugh
said
at that?
it. It
The
just
spoon
fits
in the cup.
We could make a song. Sits in the cup.
Paul, put it together. Throw it on our TikTok. Yeah, okay. But it just sits in the milk or what the spoon does, and then you throw the Oreo in. You don't have to worry about it for the next like 10, 12 seconds, you know?
Here's the problem.
So then you just, whenever you want it, or, hold on, I gotta go again. You peel the spoon forward. Peel is the wrong word.
spoon.
Peel the spoon. You pull the spoon forward, creating more room behind the spoon for another Oreo. So you drop that one in, take out the other one. That other one is still soaking. So then you're like a chain Oreo eater.
I don't have the attention span for that. I would forget about it. And then I just have like 6 Oreos on the bottom of my cup.
I think you would remember before that. But even still, if you forget about one or two, like you said, you have the Oreo surprise at the end. It's great.
Right, but I wouldn't have the attention span. When I'm eating Oreos, I'm like watching a movie. I'm doing something.
Right.
I'm dipping. I'm just going, man. Like I'm not even thinking about it. To have to plan out the perfect timing so that thing doesn't just get super soggy and you're just having a bunch of soggy Oreos. My brain doesn't function that way.
I think you're selling yourself short. I think
No.
of anybody in the world,
I lose so much attention span.
But if anybody in the world who I know who can perfectly time out something just mentally, it's you.
Oh, that's true.
You would be like, I think it's been about 10 seconds.
But here's the problem. But I'd be focusing on that so much that whatever movie we're watching, I would be so focused on eating my Oreos that I'd be eating a whole sleeve of Oreos. And it'd be like 30 minutes, and it'd be like, where are we in this show? I have no idea what's going on.
It really doesn't take that much brain function.
No, man. If I'm focused on something, I'm focused on it.
Oh, well, hey,
if I'm not, I'm not.
Yeah.
The Oreo thing, they're too good, man. I would lose all ability to focus on anything else.
They are actually so good.
Oreos are great.
I'm gonna at one of the Solar Sisters, your wife. She messaged in today, said she doesn't like Oreos.
I know. She's
I don't get
atrocious.
I don't get it. They are the best cookie.
Yeah.
Like, especially, I mean, without milk, they're not the best cookie.
She's probably an
But
oatmeal
with
raisin
milk?
person.
Hey, well, hold on. I like oatmeal raisin. All right? How dare you?
All right, Grampy Alex.
That's actually so fair because I also eat Raisin Bran. And
I know. We're talking about good cereals the other day. You're like, what about Raisin Bran, guys? It was like the awkward kid in class that just throws out an idea and everyone else just sits quietly and looks at him like, do we tell him? Do we tell him that doesn't go with what we're saying right now? We're talking about all these sugary garbage for you cereals. And you're like, Raisin Bran is cool.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
But, okay, you know what's actually funny, though?
But it does make me poop well.
It has more grams of sugar than, like, Fruit Loops.
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's
got
funny.
so much sugar in it because all the raisins are pretty
Oh, that's
high
true.
in sugar.
I don't think I've ever had Raisin Bran.
You might not like it. You probably wouldn't like it.
I like Honey Bunches of Oats.
Honey Bunches of Oats is so good.
That's good.
They have almost like a Raisin Bran. It's called Raisin Bran Crunch, which is almost like a Honey Bunches of Oats, both with raisins and bran, you know? But
And bran.
bran.
It's like
Bran's the
Raisin
best
Bran
part, man.
has raisin and bran.
It's actually funny because
Whoa.
you know bran is not that good because even Raisin Bran was like, let's do another one that has an extra scoop of raisins, you know, because that's really what people are eating here. Or they're like, let's add bananas. You know? Nobody's ever like, let's add more bran.
The cereal company's like, we got to make this. We have too much bran. We need to get rid of it. How do we do it? Throw some raisins in it. And they're like, we're not selling enough. Give them another scoop of raisins. More raisins.
Dried bananas. Whatever you got to do. Get out the bran.
Oh, my gosh. All right, let's keep going because we're running out of time.
All right.
This one is easy. Ketchup on the side or on top of the French fries?
On the side. If you put it on the top of French fries, who did that?
3 people.
But who?
I don't know.
I want to know these.
It's hard to find. There's too many people. Too many people voted for me to find.
Oh my goodness! I did not know that this person did this.
Wait, I'm trying to find it.
This is the same person who puts applesauce on their mac and cheese.
Oh my gosh, we'll get to them later.
Yeah.
Directly on the fries.
What are you
psychopaths.
doing?
You crazy people. You scare me.
Yeah.
All right. How do you eat your spaghetti? This was hard to put.
With ketchup. No, I'm just kidding.
That's like camp spaghetti.
Yeah.
Is pretty much not mom's spaghetti.
No.
Yeah. This is a joke about the candy Skittles. So M&M's.
Yeah.
How do you eat spaghetti? I put slurp it or cut it / bite the noodle. It was hard to. I only have so much space in those little things.
Yeah.
So slurp it is just like you put it in your mouth. You spin it up however you do it. Everyone's got their own technique. Yeah. That's cool. I'm about it. But then you're like all the way, get the whole noodle up.
Right.
And then, or there's the I'm gonna try and slurp a little bit. But if there's one that's dangling down to the plate, I'm just gonna do the bite technique. Or some people they cut it because they don't like to do that. My problem with the slurp, while it is somewhat fun, specifically with spaghetti,
you're right,
is I'm a clean person. And there's a high risk of getting red marinara sauce on your clothes.
Right.
If you start slurping too crazy.
I get what you're talking about.
You're going to be there and just going to man, that's not about it. I'm not about it.
Right.
I'm not saying slurping isn't good. I still do a little. But if I got one dangling down to the plate, I'm just going to bite it and just redo it in the next bite.
So here's where I'm at with that. Because I agree with you. That is it. When we're talking about spaghetti, it's not meant to be slurped like that.
Right, exactly.
But when we're talking about Asian noodles,
ramen,
I'm gonna do the Asian slurp, which is where you take the chopsticks. If you don't know how to use chopsticks, you shouldn't do the slurp.
Sounds like a TikTok, dude.
The Asian slurp.
All right, kids, get up off your feet. On your feet. We're gonna do the Asian slurp.
We get a clip of that. Who on TikTok is all right, kids? Doing a what is it? Are you doing a kids camp?
All I could hear in my head was the Cupid shuffle thing. The Asian slurp. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But I think we should do a TikTok sound. It's called the Asian slurp.
We can do that. We can figure that out. Maybe.
But go ahead, ramen. Go back to.
So ramen. You take the chopsticks. This is what I learned when I was in the Asia. You take the chopsticks and you put some noodles in your mouth, and then you grab the noodles that are dangling down,
and you.
So you as you're slurping, you bring them up so that they're not I don't know, they're not just going, they're not just
as
limp
my noodles
noodling, right? That's what noodles do.
Noodling.
Yeah. It's a controlled noodle slurp, is what it is.
There's no free-for-all in these noodle slurps. You got to be under control.
It is a chaotic good noodle slurp, is what it is.
Yeah.
No, lawful good. I was wrong. As opposed to the
under control.
The amateur chaotic one where it's dangling all the way down. You just that's dangerous.
Fettuccine Alfredo, not designed to be slurped.
No,
it's the wrong type of noodle.
Right.
There's not the aerodynamics there.
Right. Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Or the slurpiness. You have kind of a more pasty, sort of milky sauce.
Yeah.
That is not the proper.
Designed.
Yeah.
It has to be a broth type of.
It has to be a broth. Absolutely. Totally agree.
Third week in a row. High five.
There we go.
A brothy noodle.
Yeah. That was my nickname in high school.
53% of people said they slurp their spaghetti though.
53?
53%.
That's the majority?
Mm-hmm.
No way. Wait, I wonder if they're thinking the other noodles. Because you just said noodles.
No, I said spaghetti. How do you eat your spaghetti?
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
53% are slurpers.
Wow.
That's just a high risk, man.
That is high risk.
And even if it doesn't hit your shirt, if it hits you on the side, right, of the mouth, or on the cheek,
you look stupid.
You got spaghetti sauce in your face. And spaghetti sauce stains, man.
It does.
On your skin.
Yeah.
So then what if you got something after? If you're on a date, here's what I'm saying. If you're ever on a date, and for whatever reason you guys get pasta, don't be a slurper.
Unless you're trying to recreate Lady and the Tramp. That's romantic.
Fair enough. I don't know if it's romantic. It's kind of weird. You
It's
think about the
It's
actual
a little cheesy.
or saucy.
It's saucy.
Spicy saucy.
Yeah.
But also, no noodles are that long.
Yeah. That's
like
true.
We'd already be starting closer than we podcast.
Yeah.
So it's not that romantic, man. It's just kind of it's a long setup for something that just
You also have to go all the way around the table.
You're sitting next to each other and
you get up out of your seat and go around to the other side of the booth.
He's like, hey, I got to show you something.
It seems we have the same noodle.
Oh my goodness. All right, we got two more.
All right.
Leftover pizza. What are you doing with it?
Honestly, this one was hard for me to answer because I do both. It just depends on the day.
Yeah. I'm fine with cold food.
Oh, absolutely.
I eat leftovers cold all the time.
Yeah, cold chicken wings, cold pizza.
Cold chicken wings.
Cold chicken wings.
Yes. Cold fried chicken too. The
Yeah.
next day is great.
Yeah,
my
it
wife
is
looked
good.
at me like I had murdered someone when I did that. She was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm eating the chicken." Why? It's cold. Why didn't you heat it up? Who cares? Just eat it. Tastes fine.
It's great. Yeah,
I love it.
it's really good. But the pizza, if I'm gonna heat it up, toaster oven. Toaster oven. I've never used an actual oven, but I assume you could. But toaster oven's the best way to go.
Never been privileged enough to have a toaster oven.
It's the best, man. I will never heat up pizza in a microwave.
Remember
ever
that toaster
again.
oven at our old work
Yeah.
that you tried to use the one time? You couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, it
You
was
were like,
ridiculous.
You were like burning stuff.
It was like it was like its own oven. It was so much bigger than your typical home toaster oven. It's huge.
You were like,
You could fit a pizza in that thing. It was ridiculous.
You were
I was trying to cook freaking fried chicken in it. I was trying to bake fried chicken.
and it just started burning.
I don't know what was going on with that thing.
That's the only
Convinced it's a
toaster oven I've
Decepticon,
ever-
actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. 63% or 69% of people said that they reheat. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man. That's a lot of time for pizza. Just eat it.
Okay, hold on. You can't give me this whole that's a lot of time while you're over there stringing each piece of cheese trying to
But
enjoy this
I'm
mozzarella.
eating the string cheese as it's intended. That's my point.
Yeah, but
'Cause-
pizza is intended to be eaten hot.
Not leftover pizza. There was no laws on leftover pizza. That's why it's up for debate.
I'll say it's up for debate, but I think the strongest argument is that pizza was intended to be eaten hot.
Originally.
Yeah, well, yeah, duh.
Because
Everything that's intended is
it's-
intended originally.
well, the first origin eating is hot because of the stringiness of the cheese and that. My thing, when you reheat, you're not going to replicate that original heat of a pizza, right? Like when you first get a nice piping hot pizza, this cheese is stringy and it's just good. When you reheat it, it's never the same. That's why I'm like,
Actually,
I'm going
it's very
for,
similar in the
I'm
pizza
going
oven,
for
or the
a
toaster oven.
whole different experience now.
Mm.
So now my one pizza gave me 2 memories.
Wow, that
It's beautiful.
was beautiful.
I know. It makes me cry.
Paul, what do you do here? You're the pizza guy.
I don't like leftovers, so I usually don't. But if I have pizza, I reheat it.
What
He
do you
doesn't
use?
like
Do you use a microwave? Do you use?
Yeah, microwave.
I think the microwave is kind of
It makes
no
it
offense,
floppy.
Paul, but it makes it floppy and extra greasy.
It's not the best.
grease
That's
doesn't
why I
bake
don't
in.
like leftovers is 'cause
Yeah.
it's-
But you should
it's
try
not the
eating
same.
all your leftovers cold.
I
Changes
actually-
your
yeah.
life. Change your life, man.
If the microwave is the only option, I think eating it cold is the best. Because if you microwave it, it gets floppy and all the
Yeah.
grease kind of like pools
And
out.
I've only ever had a
It's weird.
microwave.
Yeah,
That's why I eat it cold. Think
I'm
it's better.
gonna reheat one in a toaster oven for you someday. That's a
You gonna
promise.
bring a toaster oven over, or do I have to come to your house to eat
I'm
leftover pizza?
gonna get one of those Domino's pizza delivery toaster
You're
oven
gonna-
things.
you're
That
gonna-
is the whole car, and I'm gonna get a cold pizza. I'm gonna get pizza from Domino's. And I'm gonna put it in my fridge. The next day I'm gonna reheat it in there as I drive over, and then you're gonna pull out. You're gonna walk out. You're gonna be in a robe and maybe like some slippers,
I don't want a
holding a
robe.
coffee. Well, then just the slippers, holding a coffee.
Just not just the slippers either. I just don't wear a robe. I'm not to that age of old man yet.
And then you're gonna try this warm pizza. Why am I delivering this pizza?
I
in the
have no
morning?
idea why you're delivering it. I just thought you would have invited me over, but apparently I'm not allowed at your house. You
Oh,
have to
man.
deliver the reheated leftover pizza to my house.
You think I'm gonna let my friends come into my house and benefit off my toaster oven? No way.
You're just
That's my toaster oven. Yeah. No, mine's fine. The other one was a Decepticon.
All right, here's the last one because we got to get to this.
Yeah.
I put this one in because my cousins did this growing up,
Okay.
and I tried it a couple of times. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay. What is this?
Ketchup on mac and cheese.
Oh. Yeah, no. This is a no-go for me.
Have you tried it?
I think I have tried it.
I'm just saying.
I
It was not as bad as I thought, but there was something about the ketchup that, like, mixing with the Kraft mac and cheese that has almost gave it like a little, like, tangy spice characteristic.
What?
It was very strange.
I
I wasn't
don't
a
know.
fan.
Okay.
It was fine though. It
'Cause I
wasn't as
think-
bad as I thought.
Yeah, I think I've had this. But I don't think I was like, oh, barf, I can't eat any of this. You know, I think it was more of like yeah, this is not as good as just normal mac and cheese.
Right. But it's an option. You know, if you're trying to mix it up.
No, I don't think it's an option if you're trying to mix up mac and cheese. I think you
Use a spoon.
you use a spoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You're
use
trying
a
to
spoon,
make your
or
mac
if-
and cheese not as effective.
Or you put a lot of pepper in it, or you put a little bit of Parmesan cheese, or chop up some bacon, throw it in there.
I don't know, man. I don't think it was bad. It wasn't my necessary cup of tea or cup of cheese. But it wasn't bad.
I don't think it was. I don't think it
There
was
was
bad.
nothing
It's
about
just
me
I
that was
would
like
never
this.
choose
I
to
shouldn't
do it.
this. There was something about me other than the cultural standards that made me be like, that was the only thing that was like, this shouldn't be redone.
So what you're telling me is, it's a
If
little bit of
someone-
a guilty pleasure for you.
No. But
Just
I
a
would say
guilty
this.
for you.
Yeah. If you came over to my house
Yeah.
and that's what I had made for dinner without you knowing, and I invited you over to dinner, are you gonna be able to just sit and eat it?
Did you mix it in?
Yeah, it's already done.
It's all mixed.
Yeah,
It's
it's
got like
already
just a slightly red color.
Yep, it's already done.
Yeah, I'd probably eat it.
You'd eat it.
But I also might be like, can I get some like Parmesan cheese and pepper for this, and some bacon? That'd make it really good.
He's like, dozer.
Yeah.
Put it on the table. My cousins did this growing up, and they all like swore by it.
Yeah.
So I was just throwing it out there to see if I was the only weirdo that have done this,
Mm.
or had family that did this.
I wonder. I mean, because
Let me tell you something.
what? Well, what? What are you gonna say?
16% of people said yes
Okay.
that they should do that. You
That
should do this.
that actually makes sense to me.
That's
because
mind blowing to me.
But it's just an American thing, all right? Americans are just crazy enough to put ketchup on literally anything. I bet you if you ask the question, do you put ketchup on your eggs? 16% of people would say yes.
Yeah, that's like a normal thing.
That's ridiculous. That's disgusting.
Because they put ketchup on their hash browns, so then it just touches your eggs, so you're okay with it.
Yeah, but no, it's
But
a different.
mac and
It's
cheese
different
is
when
just
it just
different.
touches your eggs, and when you're like, I am making a decision to cover my eggs in ketchup.
I understand. My point is, I can see that decision coming about because it touches your eggs, and you're like, oh, that wasn't bad. Maybe I'll try it. Mac and cheese is like you already have a bowl of a completed dish, and then you're just in the fridge reaching for a Coke, and you're like, ketchup. I wonder.
What if? Yeah.
And you're just like, ketchup on the mac and cheese. Bro, 16% of people said that they do this. The question is, should you put ketchup on mac and cheese?
No, you should not.
And 16% of people said you should. It is not that they would try it.
Who said this?
16% of people said you should do this. That is mind-blowing to me. 16% of people said do it.
Paul, do you have something you want to say to us?
Just
Did Paul vote yes?
No,
don't do it.
but his lady did.
No. It might be a Mexican thing, bro.
No way. Look at the
My
other people
family's
on here.
Mexican. We did it. His girlfriend's family's Mexican. They do it.
Everybody else on here is white. This is an American thing.
No, that's not true. Alejandro, not white.
Okay, you're right. One other person is not white.
That's racist. But isn't this weird?
It is weird.
16% of people think that this is like an appropriate thing.
I've never heard of this. I've heard of.
You've never heard of this?
No, I've heard of ketchup on spaghetti, but not on
On
mac
mom's
and cheese.
spaghetti.
Yeah, on mom's spaghetti.
It makes
I
my
feel
knees
like
weak and my arms heavy.
I think I would prefer it on mac and cheese than spaghetti, though.
Well, yeah, especially if you already got like the marinara sauce on spaghetti. That'd just like be a weird
It would be
mixture.
weird,
I don't know, man. I think maybe we should have a taste test. We should try it. We should just try a bunch of different things topping
In mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would ranch and mac and cheese be like?
You know what I saw on TikTok the other day too?
What?
Kraft single that they melted on top of Kraft cheese mac and cheese.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Well, Paul's telling us we're out of time.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're odd. We like odd food. Give them your last words of wisdom.
Listen. Ketchup doesn't go on everything. There are so many better condiments. Fry sauce, ranch, buffalo chicken sauce, barbecue sauce, anything. Literally
like you
anything.
said
Just
butt.
just butt on the mac and cheese. Literally, just olive oil and salt. That's all I have.
Thanks for listening to the Oddcast. Remember, stay odd.